Knowledge is a major and significant ingredient for safety. It's important that you and everyone who operates a wheel loader understands proper machine operation and recognizes situations that could result in an accident, serious injury, or even death to you or someone working with you. No single training course, instruction manual, or safety video can possibly list all of the elements that go into safe operation and maintenance. However, this program will cover some of the key points you should know, be aware of, and follow while operating or working with the Doosan wheel loader. The Operation and Maintenance Manual is your primary guide for safe operation and maintenance. It should be kept in the cab, where it will be available for the operator and others. Another valuable training resource is the AEM Safety Manual for wheel loaders produced by the Association of Equipment Manufacturers. The operator and other personnel working around the wheel loader must read, understand, and follow the safety instructions provided by the manufacturer. The operator must also read, follow, and understand the machine's safety and information decals provided on the machine before attempting to operate, maintain, or service the machine. Any decal or machine sign that becomes worn, damaged, or missing should be promptly replaced. Never operate a wheel loader without proper instruction and knowledge. You will see this safety alert symbol throughout the presentation, as well as in the manual and on machine safety decals. It identifies important safety messages. When you see it, be alert to the possibility of serious injury or death. This symbol points out actions you should avoid to reduce the potential for injury. Once you have familiarized yourself with the machine, make certain you are appropriately dressed for the job. Do not wear loose clothing or anything else that may catch on controls or in moving parts. You should equip yourself with the proper personal protective equipment, such as a hard hat, safety vest, gloves, and hearing protection. Once your Doosan wheel loader is on the worksite, be sure to check the work area for potential hazards such as utility lines, slopes, soft spots, or obstructions, and inquire about any underground hazards. Call before you dig. The operator must know and understand the appropriate hand, flag, and horn signals for proper job site communication. The overall size and weight of the wheel loader and attachments must be known to ensure proper clearances while operating or transporting the machine, and to make sure the working surfaces are strong enough to support the loader. The operator should follow all job site safety rules and be familiar with applicable local, state, and federal regulation. To ensure the safety of yourself and others at the worksite, never operate a wheel loader while under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or medication that may impair your vision or judgment. Access to the wheel loader and job site must be restricted. Only authorized personnel should be allowed in the vicinity of the worksite. No one other than the operator should be on or near the wheel loader when it's in operation. Remember, no riders. Determine safe working distance and use barrier tape, traffic cones, fencing, or other means to keep bystanders and other equipment out of the work area. Prior to operation, perform a daily walk-around inspection. Tires should be inspected for proper inflation, cuts, and excessive wear. The lights, cab glass, and mirrors should be cleaned and inspected for damage. The operator should stop operation and resolve the problem if their visibility becomes restricted due to broken, dirty, or out of adjustment mirrors or lights. Inspect the bucket and coupler for loose, broken, or missing parts. Look for any unusual wear patterns and cracked welds. Any damaged or missing parts should be repaired or replaced. Next, check the fluid levels, including the engine and hydraulic oil and coolants, for sufficient levels. Your Doosan wheel loader should be kept clean and free from dirt, flammable debris, and spilled oil or fuel. Keep all climbing, walking, and working surfaces clean. Use only the manufacturer's designated access system for getting on and off the wheel loader, and never attempt to use control levers as grab handles. When getting on or off the machine, use the steps and grab handles, and always face the machine and maintain a 3-point contact at all times. Make sure the cab door is securely latched open when utilizing the cab door handle as a grab handle. To avoid potential injury, do not carry tools, and never jump when entering or exiting the machine. Never get on or off a moving machine. Once seated in the cab, inspect the seat belt for wear and proper function. If any parts are missing or damaged, they must be replaced. Securely fasten the seat belt and adjust it so it fits snugly across your hips for restraint. Before operating, become familiar with the controls. The starter switch or key switch is located on the right side switch panel. The park brake switch is also located on the right side switch panel and is provided to prevent the machine from rolling when parked. Always apply the park brake prior to leaving the machine. The accelerator pedal is the far right pedal. This controls the travel speed of the wheel loader and the working speed of the loader arm and attachment. There are two brake pedals, one on either side of the steering console. Pressing either of the brake pedals will apply the brakes on the wheel loader. When the transmission cutoff switch is activated, pressing the left brake pedal will apply the brakes and automatically place the transmission in neutral, which allows more power for the loader arm and attachment in load handling operations. Refer to the operation and maintenance manual for more information on the function and uses of the transmission cutoff switch. The transmission lever is located on the left side of the steering column. The transmission lever has three positions: forward, neutral, and reverse. There is a transmission neutral lever lock, which prevents the transmission from being moved out of neutral. With the transmission lever in neutral, rotate the switch to engage the lock. Rotating the end of the transmission lever shifts the transmission between first, second, third, or fourth gears. The display on the dash will indicate the direction of travel and gear position. Depending on your machine, there are two different options to control the raise and lower of the loader arm and the tilt of the attachment. Refer to the operation and maintenance manual for instructions for your specific machine. Now let's talk about starting the machine. Prior to starting, secure the door and window and ensure the park brake switch is in the engaged position. Move all control levers to the neutral position, and make sure the transmission lever is in the neutral and in the lock position. Place the pilot cutoff switch in the lock position to disable the lift and tilt function. On some models, the engine will not start unless the transmission is in the neutral position and the park brake switch engaged. Turn the key to the on position. When operating in cold temperatures, the engine preheater will automatically activate and a preheat indicator light will appear on the dash. Wait until the indicator light goes out prior to starting the engine. Before starting the engine, look around for bystanders or obstacles and sound the horn to alert any bystanders. Turn the key all the way to the start position and hold. Release the key switch when the engine starts. Never attempt to start the machine or operate it from outside the operator's position. With the machine started, unlock the pilot cutoff switch and check the operation of all joysticks, control levers, pedals, lights, and switches for proper operation, including the transmission lever, accelerator, and brake pedals. Be sure the display panel is functioning properly and monitoring important machine performance functions. Next, move the machine back and forth, checking the brake and backup alarm for proper operation. If your Doosan wheel loader is equipped with a rear view camera, which provides an additional means for operator visibility of the work area, it should be inspected for cleanliness and proper operation. By now, you should be comfortable that your Doosan wheel loader is prepared to deliver the performance to tackle the heavy loads these machines are designed for. Productivity and performance can only be achieved by following several general rules. Here are a few basic guidelines. Know your work area. Maintain the minimum distance from power lines and utilities as required by local, state, and federal regulations. Keep flammable material away from the hot exhaust. And never work in an environment with explosive dust or gases. Be sure you understand the travel and work controls. Always keep your body inside the cab while operating and operate the controls smoothly. Keep bystanders away and always look in the direction of travel. Never allow other personnel to be on the wheel loader while in operation or use it as a work platform. Safe handling of loads and attachments require care and good judgment. Keep the load secure. When raising the load, don't roll the bucket back too far, or the load or other objects can fall off the back of the bucket. Do not exceed the maximum load or rated operating capacity. Different attachments or extended loads can change the center of gravity and will affect machine operation and operating capacity. Each wheel loader has a rated operating capacity. These load limits must not be exceeded. Overloading could cause tipping and result in serious injury or death and damage to the machine or attachment. While driving the wheel loader, slow down before turning and avoid sudden changes in direction. Carry the load low for good stability and visibility. Reduce your speed and stop before changing the direction of travel. Never turn the starter switch to the off position when traveling. This can lead to a loss of steering controls. Should your path of travel include crossing bridges or driving through water, be sure the wheel loader and load weights do not exceed the permitted bridge capacity, widths, or the permissible water depth. The permissible water depth for a Doosan wheel loader is up to the bottom of the axle housing. When operating your Doosan wheel loader on rough ground, travel slowly and keep any attachments as close to the ground as possible. Slow down as you approach the dump site. To avoid a rollover, avoid steep and slippery slopes. Only travel up and down slopes and never across them. Keep the heavy end uphill. Do not turn on slopes. Always travel to a flat area to change the position of the machine and then travel straight up or down the slope. Prior to traveling on slopes, disengage the transmission cutoff switch. By disengaging the transmission cutoff switch, both the service brake and dynamic engine braking can be used when descending slopes. The operator should be aware of the maximum allowable ground pressure of the worksite. The ground pressure of the machine may change depending on the attachments and load. Keep away from edges of excavations or drop-offs that could collapse, causing the machine to slide or roll over. Doosan equipment is optimized for attachment versatility to help you do more. Whether you're utilizing a pallet fork, rock bucket, or other attachment, be sure to check that the attachment is properly attached and locked to the coupler device. Use only approved Doosan attachments to match the machine's operating weight, load capacity, and performance. And with any suspended load or attachment, never raise or move the load over personnel. Doosan wheel loaders are equipped with many safety features. The cab is the most obvious. This structure provides falling object protection, or FOPs, and rollover protection, or ROPs. These safety and protective structures should never be removed or modified. The cab also includes an emergency exit in the case the primary exit is blocked. Simply swing open the window on the right side and exit the machine. When loading and unloading a wheel loader, never use additional work equipment to assist in the process. Always use loading ramps free of grease, oil, and ice. The ramps must be of adequate strength, capacity, width, and length to support the wheel loader. If the wheel loader will be transported by trailer, it must be properly positioned and secured. Fully lower the attachment and install the articulated frame lock. A travel route should be planned, taking into account width, height, length, and weight limits to ensure adequate bridge, underpass, and other clearances exist along the route to be traveled. An escort vehicle or special permits might be required. All Doosan wheel loaders should receive regular maintenance checks to maintain high performance. Park the wheel loader in a well-ventilated area on firm, level ground with the wheels chalked. If the machine must be in an enclosed area, be sure the area is properly ventilated. Always perform your maintenance safely. Read the shop manuals and follow the service decals provided on the machine. It's recommended to wear eye protection while performing maintenance checks. Do not smoke when performing maintenance, especially when filling the fuel tank or charging the battery. Be sure to use ultra-low sulfur fuel for proper emission control system performance. Be sure the attachments are lowered to the ground with the transmission lever set to the neutral position. Never work under raised lift arms unless they are properly supported. Accidental lowering of the lift arms can cause serious injury or death. The engine should be shut down with the key removed and the parking brake engaged. All controls must be in the off position, locked and tagged if possible. Before performing any maintenance, allow the machine to cool down and be sure to install the articulated frame lock to prevent accidental machine frame movement. Next, release the hydraulic pressure, following the manufacturer's instructions to prevent serious injury from fluids under pressure. During the maintenance process, inspect the tires for cuts, excessive wear, and proper inflation. Check and refill fluid levels, including engine oil and coolant, keeping away from hot engine and exhaust components. Clean up any spilled oil, fuel, or other fluids. Remove any dirt, flammable debris, or objects to prevent fires and for proper airflow for cooling. Check the air cleaner. After operating your Doosan wheel loader, the machine must be properly shut down and secured. Park the loader on firm level ground. Lower the bucket or other attachment to the ground. Place the transmission lever to the neutral position and into the lock position. Next, engage the parking brake. You should then set the pilot cutoff switch to the locked position. The engine should then be turned off and the key removed. You can now exit the machine using 3-point contact and shut the door. Do not jump. If the loader must be parked on a slope, install the wheel chocks to prevent the loader from rolling. If the wheel loader is not operated for an extended period of time, additional service may be required as explained in the operation and maintenance manual. When towing a wheel loader is necessary, be sure to read and follow the operation and maintenance manual for proper towing procedures. Operating a Doosan heavy wheel loader safely requires knowledge of the wheel loader. Read, understand, and follow the appropriate safety rules. The operator must also observe and adjust to job site conditions and apply personal skills and common sense during operation. While it's not practical or possible to cover every situation you may encounter on the job site, the rules and instructions in this presentation will provide you with a starting point for developing good safety habits. Knowledge is a major and significant ingredient for becoming a proficient and safe operator. Applying that knowledge will make you that operator. For additional information about Doosan training resources, contact your Doosan authorized dealer.